you're not able to remember anymore. You're not able to lift heavy objects anymore. You're not able to stand or sit or do different things anymore. And because of that lack of ability to do those different things, you're getting compensated for it. All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm David Davis, the owner and founder of All Veterans Disability Claims, and I want to do a quick video training class with you. If you don't know me, if you haven't seen any of my other videos before, I help veterans with their VA disability claim. All about education and knowledge. I am not a VSO. I'm not an accredited agent. I don't work for the VA in any way, nor am I a medical provider. I'm a veteran, right? And I help other veterans through this process. Unfortunately, the reason I know a lot of this information is because of my own failures and really my desire to learn, right? I have a desire to learn, and I had someone that actually took me under my wing when I needed help, right? So that's how I'm here and why I'm here. But I truly believe that education and knowledge is definitely your superpower when it comes to your VA disability rating, right? So I often ask veterans, if you're filing a disability claim, and this claim, let's say, this claim can get you an increase and can basically change your life, can be the most important examination that you've ever taken in your life. Would you study? Right? And I ask that question, and I hope the answer is yes. I hope that people will say, yes, I'll study, right? So that's what this is. When you're getting ready for a compensation and pension exam, you need to study. You need to get into the books. You need to get on the videos. There's lots of videos out there. There's a lot of good companies that have created some pretty good videos out there, some garbage out there also. But there's a lot of people that put information out there. I'm just happen to be one of those people that probably puts out too much information. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to do a training thing for veterans that are filing a claim for mental health, and they're already at 70%. All right, they're already at 70%. Okay, so when it comes to your VA disability claim, this is a chart. This is a blueprint pretty much of the symptoms that are associated with mental health. These are how the VA looks at the mental health condition and the symptoms of it. And these are the ratings that you can receive for mental health, whether it be 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, and 100%. All right. So this part is pretty important. And this is the part that many people forget and lose sight of when they're filing a disability claim. All right. When it comes to a disability claim, it's not necessarily that you have a diagnosis. You're not filing for a diagnosis for PTSD. You're filing a disability claim, meaning that you are not able to do something anymore, right? You're not able to remember anymore. You're not able to lift heavy objects anymore. You're not able to stand or sit or do different things anymore. And because of that lack of ability to do those different things, you're getting compensated for it, right? And because the lack of the ability of not being able to do certain things is because of the condition that you had in the military, or a secondary condition to what you are service connected for in the military, whatever the situation is, right? It's your lack of ability to do something, okay? So when it comes to depression, anxiety, suspiciousness, panic attacks, different things like that, you can have a diagnosis for those things, but is it causing you not to be able to do anything, right? If it doesn't cause you not to be able to do anything, then hey, 0%. You know, especially if they find that condition to have been caused by the military, meaning that it is service connected, but if it doesn't affect you, 0%. If it only affects you a little bit, hey, 10% or 30%. If it affects you a little bit more than a little bit, you know, give them 50%. If it affects you in most areas, like school, family, relationships, judgment, thinking, and mood, we'll give you 70%. If it affects you in every single area, total, that's total. I know that looks like an R right there, but it's total. Occupational and social impairment, then that's 100%. Okay. So many people get hung up on that. Many people look at, oh, I have a diagnosis and they still denied me, right? Well, is it connected to the military? Probably not if they denied you, right? Well, they gave me 30%, 10%. Well, because however you explain these symptoms, you didn't explain it to how it's affecting you in all these different areas, right? It's saying it occasionally, inability to perform, right? And that might even been a word that you said, occasionally I struggle coming to work on time. Occasionally I struggle with tasks. right? Because we don't want to look like we're incompetent. We don't want to look like we can't do certain things. We're strong, right? You're a veteran, right? You don't want to look weak. So sometimes, I mean, they say something about me not being able to do certain things or whatever, but whatever. In reality, you're struggling. You're one step away from getting fired. You're written up for the third time already, whatever the situation is. You need to spell that out, right? So symptoms, how is it affecting you? Here's the rating. If you're looking at this, you see the color kind of coincides with how it affects you typically on the occupational side of things, right? Not saying that it's definite, because I can have anxiety. I've seen people with anxiety and panic attacks that absolutely will affect you all the way down here to the 50 and 70% range, right? Depending on the level of anxiety. But you need to make sure that you are explaining all of your symptoms, right? Look deep and figure out what all are you dealing with, okay? So the purpose of this video, like I said, is trying to figure out, well, I don't know if I said it or not, but what I want to do in this video is I want to talk to you about the 70% and the 100% rating, saying that you are at a 70% rating and you're going to 100% rating, right? 70% and you want to go to 100%, 70% and you feel like you should be 100%, right? What does that actually look like? And what are the benefits and what are the dangers of filing this claim, right? So first I'll tell you is that if you don't have these symptoms, don't file this claim. All right. If you don't have PTSD, if you don't have major depressive disorder and it's connected to the military, don't file for this claim. Don't just say, oh, I got these symptoms because I seen a video and this person said I'm supposed to say I got these symptoms. No, that's not what I'm saying in any kind of way. I'm saying that, one, I won't help you and this video is not there to help you. And then also it's going to come back on you. It typically does. There's plenty of instances and news releases out there that are talking about veterans that have been arrested for compensation that they weren't supposed to have. All right. So I'll just leave that at that. All right. So I get the comments. I understand the comments that people put out there, especially if they truly are dealing with these different things. Do not file for PTSD if you do not have PTSD. All right. So let's move forward. All right. So 70% rating, looking at the color coordination on the left, you see that these typically speech intermittent, illogical, obscured, or irrelevant, inability to establish and maintain effective relationships, social ideation, suicidal ideation, obsessional rituals which interfere with routine activities, impaired impulse control, spatial disorientation, different things like that. It's pretty serious stuff, right? And on top of having this pretty serious stuff, it's affecting you in most areas when it comes to living, period, right? So that's where it puts it at 70%. The difference between 70% and 100% is that when you look at the 70% situation, you'll see deficiencies in most areas such as work, school, family relationships, judgment, thinking, and mood. Most areas means that probably 4 or 5 of these, right? Total occupational social impairment means all of this, right? You're dealing with it in every single area. There's nothing that's not touched by your symptoms, right? So if you look at these different symptoms down here, persistent delusion and hallucinations, is that going to affect all of these areas? It's probably going to affect all these areas. If I got persistent danger of hurting myself and others, it's probably going to affect my job, my family and myself, my relationships, different things like that. Ability to perform well in school. If I have grossly inappropriate behavior, grossly inappropriate is completely opposite of what other people would consider normal. It's going to affect every single one of those areas. Right? And intermittent inability to perform activities of daily living, you're not able to take care of yourself. You're not able to maintain good hygiene. You're not able to clean up your house, right? Or to wash your own back. And someone has to tell you, hey, you need to, it's been a couple of days, you need to go in the shower. That's foul. Whatever the situation is. You have a disorientation of time and place. That's kind of self-evident.